County Probate Court come to order. Those of you that are going to testify, I need to see you.
Case before us. Okay.
Brandon, and raise your right hand, please.
I don't know.
There you go.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're giving today is true and correct, so help you God?
I do.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Cause number 44, the state of Timothy Campbell Creekmore. Attorney present. Here's Mr. Guthrie. You're muted, Mr. Guthrie. Good morning, you're muted, sir.
Thank you.
There you go. The lady there with you going to testify?
Yes, I have 4 witnesses, Your Honor.
Okay, are they all on?
Yes, they're all in the room with me. We're gonna play a little musical chairs when we swap out the witnesses, but they're all right
Okay,
here.
we'll go in and swear this witness in. If you'll raise your right hand, ma'am.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're giving today is true and correct, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you may proceed, Counselor. You can put your hand down, ma'am.
Okay. May I proceed, Your Honor?
You may.
Okay. Would you state your full name for the record?
Brandon Love Pittman,
Okay. And Brandon, what is your address?
10402 Devonwood, Baytown, Texas, 77523.
Okay. And that is in Chambers County, actually, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And you've lived there about 6 years, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And we're here to talk about Timothy Campbell Creekmore today. You understand that?
Yes.
And he was your brother, correct?
Yes.
So you're familiar personally with his family and marital history?
Yes.
Okay. And you knew him basically all your life.
All my life.
And pretty much all hers. And Tim died on January 16, 2023
Yes.
in Chambers County, Texas.
Yes.
He was, as we said, 62 years old at that time.
Yes.
And that was just a little over a year or so ago, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes,
for
sir,
you,
hold on. Is Mr. Mahoney on? Attorney Lotto?
yeah, Mr. Mahoney is the ad litem, sir. Yes.
Yeah, I don't see him on.
Oh.
All right, let's hold off a moment. Marangela, will you see if you can get hold of Mr. Mahoney?
Yes, sir.
And then we'll proceed once he gets on.
Yes, sir.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's quite all right, Judge. I thought
And you may, if you know him, Marangela, do you have a phone number for him?
I can
I
look it up.
don't have his phone number with me. I've called him so many times I should have it memorized, but
Marangela, do you have it?
I'll look in the system, Judge. No problem.
Okay, we'll see if we can get a hold of him and get him on. All right, let's go to cause number 1. Transfer guardianship from Dallas County in the interest of Zachary Michael Lyons.
Would be us. This is Lorraine Lyons. This is Zachary, who will not stay awake.
Good morning.
Say hi.
Say hi.
My husband
Hey,
is.
good morning.
Yeah, the co-guardian is my husband, Dr. Michael Lyons. He's apparently in clinic still. I've told him he's got to jump on this call, but he hasn't jumped on it yet.
Okay, so we'll wait on him to.
Sorry about that, Judge.
That's okay. Excuse me. We're 0 for 2 so far. We'll come back to y'all. All right, cause number 3, the state of Warren J. Lizenby.
Yes, Judge, we are here.
Good morning.
We are ready. I could probably give you Mr. Mahoney's number. I could probably find it faster than her if you want me. I know him.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, you want to do my case and then I'll look for it? You want me to look for Mahoney?
Yeah, we can go. We can proceed with yours.
Okay. You want to swear my client in?
Where's your client?
She is.
I'm right here.
There you go. Raise your right hand, please.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're giving today is true and correct, so help you God?
I do.
You can put your hand down. You can proceed, Counselor.
Would you state your name, please?
Barbara Franklin.
And Barbara, we're here today to prove up our application to probate your brother's will, correct?
Correct.
And your address where you live is where?
745 Casimir Drive, Jacksonville, Florida, 32211.
And how long have you lived there?
Don't you put no damn ice in your mouth.
50 years. 50 years.
Okay. Are the last three digits of your social 182?
Okay, that's
The last three?
Yes, ma'am. And the last three of your driver's license 160?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Did your brother Warren Lisenby die on November 7th, 2024?
He did.
Did he die in Beach City, Texas, in Chambers County?
He did.
Was he 79 years of age?
He was.
Okay. Were the last three digits of his social 467?
It was.
Now, Warren left a will that is on file with this court. The original will is on file, correct?
Correct.
And we had filed a true and correct copy of that will and attached it to our papers that are also in the court's file, correct?
Correct.
Is there a necessity to administer his estate?
No.
Okay. After the date of this will, were any children born or adopted by the decedent?
No, sir.
Okay. Now, were you named as independent executor to act independently?
Okay, thank you.
Yes, I was.
Okay. Now, Barbara, have you ever been convicted of any felony or otherwise disqualified from serving as such or from accepting letters testamentary?
No. I am
Okay.
not.
Are you the only person entitled to such letters?
Yes.
Okay. Was the will self-proved in a manner prescribed by law?
It was.
Okay. And are the subscribing witnesses to this will Vera Theodore and Sheila McClellan?
Yes.
Okay. Judge, I believe that's all I have at this point. The original will was hand filed with the county clerk's office.
Yes, sir. I have that. All right. Hereby admits the will to probate and authorize the letters. Thank you, Counselor.
Okay. Thank you, Judge. I'll look for that number, see if I can find it.
All right. Do you have the number here in my office?
No, I do not, Judge. Go ahead.
All
and
right.
give me
When you
that.
find it, just come back on. And we'll.
All right. We'll do.
Thank you. All right. Looks like Dr. Lyons is on.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
That's quite all right. If you'll raise your right hand so we can swear you in, please.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're giving today is true and correct, so help you God?
I do.
Got you. Put your hand down and you may proceed. You're going to testify on the transfer of the guardianship from Dallas County.
Yes, sir.
Matt, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You may proceed.
I mean, you
Let
want
me
to?
help you out. Let me.
Yeah, let me
you gotta
help
swear
you out.
me
This
in.
is the
Did we
attorney.
swear you in? All right. Let's swear
Yeah.
you into it.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're giving today is true and correct, so help you God?
Yeah.
All right. You may proceed.
Perfect. We moved from Dallas County to Chambers County in December of 2022. At the time, we had a guardianship on file in Dallas County. My husband and I are both co-guardians of our son who won't stay awake. This is Zachary Lyons. Zachary, can you say hi? Thank you. All right. And at any rate, in order to continue guardianship of our beautiful son, we are requesting this court to authorize us to be guardians of him in Chambers County and take jurisdiction over the case.
So you're testifying in court that he is still in need of guardianship at this time.
Yes, he is.
Did you have a bond back in Dallas County?
I believe we did, and this is where I'm not entirely clear, Judge, because we had originated the case when we lived in Harris County, and the case was transferred from Harris to Dallas. And for some reason, I think that bond was refunded and we may have had to post another one. So I'm a little murky on that, but I believe the deputy clerk contacted the Dallas court. Somebody did from your office, and there might be one on file. If not, we would be happy to post another bond.
Okay. Do we know if there's a bond on file?
I can get with Christy and get back with you. But I'm not sure.
Judge, this is Marangely. I know Christy had reached out to Dallas County to see if they could refund the bond to the applicant, and then they post a new one and they said they can't do that. So it's my understanding the bond is going to be on its way to Chambers County.
Okay. Do you know the amount of that, Marangely, by any chance?
I believe it's 100. Does that sound right, Casey?
I think so. That does sound right.
It's right to me.
Okay, so any other testimony? No, Ms. Lyons?
No, I have no other. Zachary, can you say anything? Okay, that's about all you're gonna get from Zach this morning.
Good morning, Zachary.
Yeah, this is Stephen Meskel. Mr. Mahoney is supposed to be over in Chambers County as an ad litem.
Oh,
Okay.
he's talking on the phone.
Much.
Mr. Mescal, if you will mute yourself, please.
Your Honor, I had spoken or just got off the phone with Mr. Mahoney's office. Apparently, he's in a jury trial, and Matt Neaton from his office, who I think is joining us right now, had just finished a hearing down in Galveston. I think he's joining us.
Okay, so we'll come back to it in just a moment.
Okay.
All right, so I am going to
I'm here, Judge.
Thank you, sir. The application for determination of heirship. No, I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong one. For the transfer of the guardianship, pending receiving the bond. So as soon as we receive the bond, we'll officially approve it. Any other questions?
No.
No? All right, thank you all. Have a good day.
Thank
Bye,
you.
Zachary.
Don't leave out.
Bye.
Bye, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, let's see where we are. Let's go back to 44. In the state of Timothy Campbell Creekmore.
Yes.
And
Judge,
Mr. Newton, you're here as ad litem, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
Okay, Counselor, Mr. Guthrie, you may
Judge,
proceed.
being as Mr. Neaton has just arrived, would you want me to pick up where I left off or start over again?
Start from the top, please. That's kind of why I interrupted you, so we can
Okay.
take it here.
Very good. So I'm going to call my first witness, who is Brandon Love Pittman. She's already been sworn in, so we'll just go from the top. Would you state your full name for the record, please?
Brandon Love Pittman,
And Ms. Pittman, what is your address?
10402 Devonwood Drive, Baytown, Texas, 77523.
And that's in Chambers County, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you've lived there for 6 years? Okay.
Yes, sir.
And you have no plans on moving or anything?
No, sir.
Okay. And we're here talking about Timothy Campbell Creekmore. You understand that?
Yes.
You've made application to be the independent administrator of his estate because he passed away, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you are personally familiar with the family and marital history of Timothy Creekmore?
Yes.
You called him TC, right?
Yes.
Okay. And what was your relationship to TC?
My brother.
Okay. And so you knew him all his life, pretty much.
Yeah. All my life.
At least all your life. You're
Yes.
younger than he. Okay. And so TC died January 16, 2023
Yes, sir.
in Chambers County, correct?
Yes, sir.
He was 62 years old.
Yes,
4 years have not passed since his death, correct?
correct.
And at the time of his death, did TC live with you on Devonwood there in Baytown, Chambers
Yes.
County? Okay. And you knew him all his life. To the best of your knowledge, did he have a will?
No,
Okay. And was TC married at the time of his death?
no,
Was he ever married?
no, sir.
Okay. Did TC ever father any children?
No, sir.
Okay. And did he ever adopt any children, bring them into his home?
No, sir.
Okay. And TC's mother is Sherry Bayard.
Yes.
That's your mother also, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And she's here with us today. We'll be testifying, you understand?
sir.
Okay. And TC's father was James Clyde Creekmore, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And he is deceased.
Yes.
Okay. And James Clyde Creekmore was not married at the time of his death, correct?
Not to the best of my knowledge.
Okay. And there were no other children that
No,
James
sir.
Creekmore fathered.
No, sir.
Okay. So he had no other parents, of course, but any other siblings other than you, the half sister, correct?
Just me.
Okay. And so to your knowledge, the only heir of TC would be his mother, Sherry K. Bayard, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And your mother, Sherry, has asked you to handle the affairs of Tim's estate,
Yes.
to be the administrator of it.
Yes.
Okay. And you actually have some experience in that because you handled your late husband's estate.
Yes.
And that was an administration as well, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And that's why you're asking the court to appoint you as independent administrator, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And there is a necessity for the administration of the estate because of his personal property affects car, bank accounts.
Yes.
Okay. In fact, the bank won't do anything without you presenting letters of administration, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And you are asking to be the legal representative of the estate as the administrator.
Yes.
Okay. And you can be served at your Devonwood address because you're not going to move from there. You've been there.
Right.
Okay.
No, I'm not moving.
Okay. And are you qualified to act as administrator?
Yes.
Okay. And you're a U.S. citizen. You've never been convicted of a crime, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And you, as the sister, have no interest in his estate other than helping your mom, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And if appointed, you will serve well and perform the duties required of the administrator, just like you did before, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And so you're asking the court to appoint you, give you letters of administration,
Yes.
to serve without bond,
Yes.
to serve without appointment of appraisers.
Yes.
Okay. And I believe I have no more questions for Ms. Pittman, and I'll pass her to Mr. Neaton or to you, Judge.
Mr. Nayton.
Okay.
I have no questions, Judge. I believe Mr. Guthrie covered it all.
Okay.
Okay, call your next witness, Counselor.
And then my next witness is Sherry K. Bayard. I'm going to move the camera here.
Ms. Bayard, raise your right hand, please.
Do you swear affirm the testimony you're giving today is true and correct, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, you can put your hand down and you may proceed, Counselor.
Okay. And Ms. Bayard, would you state your full name for the record, please?
Sherry K. Bayard.
And Ms. Bayard, you have asked your daughter Brandon to serve as administrator of Timothy Creekmore's estate, correct?
Yes.
And you trust her to do that, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And can you tell us where you live?
2208 Cedarville Road, Baytown, Texas. 77520.
Okay, and you were present and heard your daughter Brandon's testimony regarding Tim. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And do you agree with everything she said?
Yes, sir.
Was everything true and correct based on what you heard?
Yes,
Okay, and to your knowledge, Tim did not have a will, correct?
no, sir.
Okay, and Tim was never married, is that correct?
That's correct.
And he never fathered any children, is that correct?
No.
Okay, and your husband, the father of, or the father of TC, was James Creekmore, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
He's now deceased.
Right.
To the best of your knowledge, he was not married at the time of his death.
No,
Okay, and he had no other children,
no,
correct?
not that I know of.
Okay, and I believe I'll pass the witness with that, Your Honor.
Counselor, any questions of this witness?
No, Your Honor.
All right, call your next witness. Mr.
Okay.
Guthrie.
Sorry, Your Honor, I had to move the camera back around.
That's okay.
Okay.
All right,
my next
raise your right. Go ahead.
Situation.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're giving today is true and correct, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you may proceed, Counselor.
Thank you. And would you state your full name for the record, please?
Jan Gazelle McMurray.
And Jan, we're here today to talk about Timothy Creekmore. You understand that, of course.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you are personally familiar with the family and marital history of Timothy Creekmore.
Yes, sir.
And how is that?
I've been friends with his sister for 40 years.
Okay. And then you knew Tim as well
Correct.
for over 30 years.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And you heard Brandy testify here about Tim, about his marital history, about his not having any children or ever being married, that sort of thing. You heard that, correct?
Yes, sir.
And do you agree with everything with regard to Tim that Brandy testified about?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So to the best of your knowledge, Tim Creekmore was never married, correct?
Correct.
And never fathered any children.
Correct.
Okay. And you know about his father and that his father's deceased
Yes, sir.
and that his father was not married and didn't have any other children, correct?
Correct.
Okay. To the best of your knowledge, then the only heir of the estate of Timothy Campbell Creekmore would be his mother, Sherry K. Bayard, correct?
Yes, sir. Correct.
I believe I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
And Miss McMurray, so you knew both the deceased and his sister for quite some time, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you spoke with Mr. Creekmore quite a bit on many occasions, correct?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay. And did he ever mention having any other siblings or children?
No, sir.
And you knew him well enough that if he did, he would have mentioned that, correct?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay. And did he ever mention having a will?
No, sir.
And once again, you knew him well enough that that would have probably come up in conversation, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I pass the witness, Your Honor.
And
Good to see you, Jan.
Good to see you.
All right, call your next witness, Counselor.
okay, I'll call my next witness. My next witness is Mary Scaramuza Curbo. And
You'll raise your right hand, please, Ms. Kerbo.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're giving today is true and correct, so help you God?
I do.
You can put your hand down. You may proceed, Counselor.
thank you, Your Honor. Would you state your full name for the record, please?
Mary Stramosa Kerbo.
And we've been here talking with several other witnesses that you heard their testimony regarding Timothy Campbell Creekmore, correct?
Yes.
Do you find or agree with the testimony that Brandon Pittman gave?
Yes.
And the testimony that Tim's mother, Sherry K. Bayard gave,
Yes,
and also that Jan McMurray gave.
correct.
Okay. And you're personally familiar, so you have personal knowledge of the family history and marital history of Tim Creekmore, correct?
I do, yes.
That's how you're able to agree with what the other witnesses
Correct,
said.
yes.
Okay. And how is it that you knew Tim?
Through his sister Brandon, I've known her for 17 years.
Okay. And Tim was living with Brandon for a long time as well, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And that's how you can know about his family history, correct? You know that Tim was never married, correct?
Right, correct.
Certainly not married at the time of his death, correct?
Correct.
You know that Tim never fathered any children, correct?
Correct.
And never adopted any.
Correct.
Okay. And that his father was James Creekmore, now deceased.
Correct.
Okay. And you know through the family that James Creekmore had no children and was not married, correct?
Correct.
And to the best of your knowledge, the only heir to Tim's estate would be his mother, Sherry K. Bayard, correct?
That is correct.
And you are not a family member yourself, correct?
I am not.
Okay, so you have no interest in Tim's estate.
None.
You're just here because you know Tim and knew Tim for a long time and his family for a long time and are giving your testimony about that, correct?
Correct. Mhm.
Okay. And I believe I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
So Ms. Kerbo, you and Tim spoke quite often over the last 20-ish years, correct?
Yes.
And if he had children, is that something that you think he would have told you?
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Okay. And he never mentioned any children, correct?
No, he did not.
Okay. And then also, do you think that whether or not he had a will is something he would have talked to you about?
Yes, he would have. Mhm.
And he never mentioned a will, correct?
No.
Okay. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
I believe that's all my witnesses, Your Honor, so.
All right, Ms. Neaton, you satisfied with declaration of heirship?
Yes, Your Honor. And I had a chance to speak with both Ms. Kerbo and Ms. McMurray prior to this. And so I'm satisfied with their testimony and with the declaration.
Okay, I hereby approve the declaration of heirship and the order authorizing letters of independent administration. Thank you all. Have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor. We'll
Thanks, Judge.
be filing the statement of proof of death and other facts and the oath of the administrator.
Okay, and order paying that line. I'm sure he would like to get paid.
Thank you.
Have y'all agreed to a fee?
Pardon me?
Have you agreed to a fee?
No, I haven't seen anything about the fee.
Right.
We agreed on the declaration, but I've not seen any submission on that.
I believe Mr. Mahoney typically requests $600, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and approve that verbally, and you can submit an order
That's-
to that, and that's a normal fee.
That's fine.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you all.
All right.
Have a
Thank you,
good
Your
day.
Honor.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, cause number 5, the state of Luis Randall Bagley. Mr. Benoit,
Yes,
You may-
Judge.
you may proceed.
Judge Brendan Benoit here on behalf of the estate. Mr. Bagley died on January 9th, 2025 in Chambers County, Texas. At the time of his death, he had a fixed place of residence and domicile in Chambers County, Texas. He died leaving a will that was dated July 26, 2017, the original of which has been filed with the court. To the best of my knowledge, that will was never revoked. He had no children born to or adopted by him after the execution of the will. 4 years have not passed since the date of his death. That will names his son, Sean Travis Bagley, to serve as independent executor. No governmental agency or charitable organization or state agency are named as beneficiaries. Mr. Bagley is not disqualified from serving, and so we would ask the court to enter an order admitting the will to probate, appointing Sean Travis Bagley to serve as executor. The estate's not taxable, and we'd ask that appraisers be waived.
Thank you, Counselor.
Thank you, Judge.
Cause number 6, the state of Marion F. McNeven, Neven.
Yes, Your Honor. This is Calhoun Bobbitt in San Antonio, Texas,
Good morning.
and good morning. I represent the applicant, Carolyn McNiven. I'll be submitting the proof of death and other facts, but I will go ahead and testify into the record as to its contents.
Okay, did we swear you in, Mr. Bobbitt?
We already did, yes.
All
Your
right,
Honor.
you may proceed then.
My name is Calhoun Bobbitt. I'm an attorney at law in San Antonio, Texas, and I represent the applicant, Carolyn McNiven, in this proceeding. Marion McNiven died on October 9th, 2022 in Alameda County, California, at the age of 89 years and 4 years have not elapsed since the date of decedent's death. Decedent was domiciled and resided at 1440 Hawthorne Terrace, Alameda County, Berkeley, California. This court has jurisdiction venue because defendant's will disposes of real estate situated in Chambers County, Texas. The document dated August 27, 1998, now shown to me and which purports to be decedent's will. The original of the will is has been sent there. I have a copy before me. It was never revoked as far as I know. No administration of this estate is necessary. No child or children were born to or adopted by decedent after the date of the will. After the date of decedent's will, no marriage of decedent was dissolved. I am the attorney for the independent executor named in the will, and I am not a convicted felon. I have personal knowledge of the financial affairs of the decedent. There are no unpaid debts owing by the estate of decedent, excluding debts secured by liens on real property. The decedent did not apply for or receive Medicaid benefits on or after March 1st, 2005. So, Your Honor, we would ask that the will of Marion McNiven be admitted to probate as a muniment of title only.
Well done. Thank you, Counselor. Have a good day there in San Antonio, Texas.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, cause number 7, the state of John Milton Donahoe. Mr. Mills,
Yes.
good morning. Mr. Donahoe. Do we swear you in, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you may proceed, Counselor.
And Judge, I don't believe Stacy's video was on when you swore the witnesses.
All right, so raise your right hand, please.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're giving today is true and correct, so help you God?
Okay, you may proceed, Counselor.
Thank you, Judge. Mr. Donahoe, your name is Sean Mark Donahoe, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And you are the son of John Milton Donahoe?
Yes.
Is it true that your father died on December 6, 2024 in Jefferson County, Texas at the age of 86?
Yes.
And at the time of his death, your father resided in Chambers County, Texas?
Correct.
Are you familiar with the will that we filed, which is dated April 10th, 2014?
Yes, sir.
And do you believe that to be your father's last will and testament?
I do.
Did he ever revoke that will to your knowledge?
No.
And the will names your mother, Bonnie Jean Donahoe, as the independent executor, but she died on January 26, 2024. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And so the will names you and your sister, Stacy Smith, as independent co-executors without bond. Is that correct?
Yes.
And is it true that there is a need for an administration of your father's estate in order to transfer certain property?
Yes, it is.
But we believe this estate is not going to be taxable, and so there's no need for the court to appoint any appraisers. Is that correct?
That is also correct.
And no children were born to or adopted by your father after he signed the will. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And no marriage of your father was dissolved after he signed the will, except for his marriage to your mother, who died on January 26, 2024. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And the will does not name any state governmental agency of a state or a charitable organization as a beneficiary. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And you reside here in the state of Texas, and you have no felony convictions that would disqualify you from serving as a co-executor. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And Stacy, could I ask you to confirm for the court as well that you reside here in Texas and you also have no felony convictions that would disqualify you? And
Basically, we can't hear you. Doesn't show you're muted. I'll allow
Sean?
you to shake your head up and down now. Okay.
Okay.
It counts.
Thank you, Judge. That's all that I have.
Okay, everybody, Mr. Will probate and issue letters of testamentary, and we'll go right on to uh, um, the state of Bonnie Jean Donahoe. And you may proceed, Counselor.
Thank you, Judge. Again, Mr. Donahoe, your full name is Sean Mark Donahoe. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And you are the son of Bonnie Jean Donahoe?
Yes.
And is it true that she died on January 26, 2024 in Jefferson County, Texas at the age of 79?
That is correct.
And at the time of her death, your mother resided in Chambers County, Texas?
That is correct.
And are you familiar with the will that we filed in this proceeding dated April 10th, 2014?
Yes, sir.
Do you believe that to be your mother's last will and testament?
Yes.
Did she ever revoke that will to your knowledge?
No.
And the will names your father, John Milton Donahoe, as the independent executor, but he died on December 6, 2024. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And so the will names yourself and your sister, Stacy Smith, as alternate independent co-executors without bond. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
And there is a need for administration of your mother's estate because there's certain property that needs to be transferred. Is that correct?
Yes.
But we also anticipate that this estate will not be taxable, and therefore there's no need for the court to appoint any appraisers. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
And no children were born to or adopted by your mother after she signed the will. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And no marriage of your mother was dissolved after she signed the will. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And her will does not name any state, governmental agency of a state, or a charitable organization as a beneficiary. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And you reside here in the state of Texas and have no felony convictions that would disqualify you from serving as a co-executor. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And Stacy, would you confirm just by shaking your head that you also reside in the state of Texas and you have no felony convictions that would disqualify you from serving? All right.
For the court reporter, for the record, Ms. Smith did shake her head up and down, yes, on both cases. Go ahead.
That's no further questions, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, everybody, Mr. Will probate issue letters. Thank you all. Have a good day.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you.